This is The Grip by The Plenteous Life. Stop outsourcing your inner game. Create mental fortitude. Welcome back to The Grip. I'm Becky Henderson, founder and principal coach of The Plenteous Life. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, I said to my mentor. He replied, "Sweetheart, you don't have the power to do that." I was confused. My whole life, I had been steeped in the notion that I quote unquote made others feel certain ways, and vice versa. Everything in society's conversations reinforces this. He makes me so mad. How does that make you feel? That makes me uncomfortable. I want to make you happy. And what if that never actually happens? Your inner experience does get created, just not in the manner you've been led to believe. Who makes you happy? Who makes you mad? In this issue of The Grip, we shed light on the true source of your inner experience and give you the tools necessary to intentionally cultivate and strengthen it. We introduce a practice that, if you're willing to live in true freedom, will fortify your mental well-being like nothing else. The principle today is not for the faint of heart. You may get uncomfortable. You may disagree. But before discarding it altogether, try it on like a new coat at the store. Even if it's unlike anything you've tried on before, you'll notice new things about your life and the options that open up from this other perspective. Are you ready to fortify your inner game? Let's dive in. Creating mental fortitude. The psychologist Carl Jung said, quote, "The psychological rule says that when an inner situation is not made conscious, it happens outside as fate," end quote. In other words, until you get conscious of what exactly is happening in your inner world, you will assume your inner experience is being caused by something outside of you. It will leave you with the impression of being controlled or compelled, as though you have little to no impact on your internal experience, your thoughts, moods, feelings, etc. And it's incredibly disempowering. The common language of our day, that someone or something makes you feel or react a particular way, is a constant message you were literally born into. It was here long before you arrived. It's so repeated and reinforced as the way life is that it's normal to not even question it. But for a moment, do exactly that. Question it. If no person or situation can make you feel anything, who or what is the source of your inner experience? Try this on. You are the source of your inner experience, your feelings, emotions, reactions. No need to believe it, just try it on. If you are the source, the creator and author of your inner experience, what options become available whenever you're having an experience you don't like? Austrian psychiatrist Viktor Frankl said, quote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom," end quote. You are conscious soul. You're not limited to mere equal and opposite reaction in life. You have the capacity to choose, to create your response to every event, situation, or circumstance you face. Now, you can live as though someone else is in charge of what's happening inside of you, or you can take responsibility for it yourself. Those are your options. Either way, you are the decider of how it will be for you. You are the creator of your experience. Why not create an empowered one? Language of responsibility. The number one tool for taking responsibility for your inner experience is your language. Years ago, even though I was in full possession of everything I'm sharing today, I found myself about to blow a gasket over a situation involving a service provider who was perpetually late on deliverables and routinely out of communication about it. My language in that moment sounded like this: "Bob is making me so mad. Why is he being this way? He's infuriating." And then I heard myself, becoming aware of the disempowered experience I was unconsciously creating through my language. So I corrected myself. I literally said out loud, "No, Bob isn't making me mad. I am making me mad." I stopped creating myself as a victim and consciously took responsibility for my experience with Bob's behavior, shifting from my hands are tied to what will I choose to do here? Instantly, a whole world of options opened up. Stay angry, let the anger go, address the unworkability, get a new service provider. By acknowledging myself as the source of my experience in that moment, I was empowered to make further choices for the outcomes I desired. I was no longer beholden to Bob at all. I was no longer stuck. I was free. Responsibility has privileges. With it comes power to deal effectively with your life. Every place you give up responsibility, you give up that power. This works in every area of life. At the office, at home, in traffic, on the basketball court, with the government, everywhere. Notice that nobody and no event ever pushes your buttons because buttons don't exist. What exists are your beliefs, learnings, expectations, perceptions, and agendas that show up in your language, through which you filter every moment of your life. Alter this language, and your experience will transform. Altering your language. Here's a simple way to alter your language to reflect taking full responsibility for your inner world. Instead of describing your experience as, that makes me, fill in the blank, say, I make me, fill in the blank. Pay attention to every expression you make regarding your internal experience throughout the day and adjust your language accordingly. The following are variations of what I make me statements look like. From that makes me angry to I feel angry. From that makes me laugh to I find it funny. From that makes me uncomfortable to I'm not comfortable with that. From that makes me happy to I am happy. Each one of these variations is just another way to express taking full responsibility for what's happening inside of you in any given moment. Language is powerful. It directly shapes and colors your experience with life. Be intentional with it. When your language creates you as a victim, that will be your experience. When your language creates you as responsible, that will be your experience. And in life, you will either be responsible for your circumstances or a victim of them. You get to choose. The real power of this principle will reveal itself the more you practice it. Practice taking full responsibility for your inner experience by altering your language of it. And pay attention to what happens to those triggers, hot buttons, or exasperating struggles as a result. Pay attention also to your sense of agency, peace of mind, and effectiveness. The more responsibility you take for your inner world, the more your outer world becomes your playground. Keep creating. This has been another issue of The Grip. From all of us at The Plenteous Life, may you prosper in every way.